feeling extreme guilt. I need to know if I, 20M, neglected my ex, 19F. My GF left me for someone else. Looking back, I feel like I didn't put in enough effort. I've been told it wasn't my fault, but I have a hard time believing that, and I need help processing what was going on. I'm feeling a lot of guilt and regret for my actions/inaction. My friends say I'm not being fair to myself, but I'm not convinced. I need help understanding if what happened was normal, or what even happened. We were semi-LDR dating for 3 years, 20M, 19F, and were friends for 4 years beforehand. She commuted to community college. I go to a rigorous university and am on a GPA-dependent half scholarship, $40,000 off per year. She lives 75 miles away from my home, and her parents are very restrictive, so I was never allowed to sleep over. She also didn't have a license, so I was the one visiting 90% of the time. A visit for me during the school year would consist of being picked up and taken home on Friday, 34 miles. I needed to go home since that's where my car was. Then waking up early the next morning to drive over to her, then drive her around for dates, then head home after 4-hour drive round trip. The first school year was fine. Academics really stressed me out, but she had lots of free time to play video games and talk since she didn't take academics seriously, nor did she need to. So I would do that with her after studying. My workload was heavy but manageable. I would visit maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks. She didn't have any close friends at her college and was fighting depression, though I was able to help push her to get therapy and medication. Summer rolls around and she finds a new online friend group and starts spending a lot of time with them. By the next school year, we are practically on different time zones. I would finish class around March 6 p.m. and do homework/study till 12 a.m. She would go home around midday, then sleep until 8 p.m., then play video games with her new friends until 2 or 3 a.m. There were many times where I would have free time, contact her, and she would wake up hours later and apologize. At the same time, academics became more difficult and began to take a toll on me. I was trying to maintain a 4.0, and every day became a foggy blur. Balancing my on-campus part-time job, going to office hours, homework, studying, eating, and then sometimes playing video games till 3 a.m. to just spend time with my GF and her friend group was taking a toll on me. I was constantly sleepy, anxious, hungry, lacked motivation to do anything, and stressed about time management and exams. Because of this, my visits became very sparse, maybe once every month or 2 months. I also partially lacked motivation to visit because it felt like she started to grow apart from me. She treated me differently among her friends, and at the same time told me that she enjoyed spending time with her friends more than with me. I was also having a hard time spending more time with her individually, since I now lived with 3 roommates, and they tended to be asleep when she was awake, and she almost always was playing with her friends anyway. Sometimes I would ask if she wanted to watch a TV show or play a certain video game, and she would say no, opting to play something else instead. This is where the guilt comes in. There were times in the last 2 semesters where she mentioned that she wanted me to do more in the relationship. She wanted cheesy things like paper flowers or love letters. She wanted me to do more of the planning for dates, for me to take initiative more on problem solving. She told me she felt unwanted. I would usually visit her after these complaints, and she would go back to being fine. We were always amazing in person, but it was a temporary solution. I slowly made changes to help alleviate the issues she was feeling as well, but by then I was exhausted. The distance between us was wearing me down. I didn't want to, nor did I ever, write a love letter. I unfairly felt resentment toward her for not visiting me, for not being here to comfort me in my academic hellhole. I felt jealous that she was able to have such a free and fun schedule while I was working so hard every night to get us a better life in the future. I felt unwanted from her numerous rejections. I didn't want to work on the relationship because it felt unfair, despite the fact that I was struggling to do what she at one point dubbed the bare minimum, visiting and giving romantic gestures. At the end of the last semester, she developed a crush on someone in her friend group while I was away on a month of study abroad across the world. She broke up with me by text and left me for him. She never blamed me, but it feels like it's all on me. She cited compatibility issues, we had different interests, The fact that I wasn't lovey-dovey enough, and that she'd grown closer to her friends than with me. I didn't learn she had a new guy lined up until later. Yet, now that I am on break from academics, I have a clear mind again, and I'm realizing that I could have been those things. I could have played the video game she wanted. It's not like I never had free time to write a letter or fold a flower. I could have systematized a call schedule so we would always have alone time. I feel guilt for resenting her so much, for not wanting to do anything for her, for being so tired all the time. I feel guilty for not visiting more, for not matching her communication style more, etc., etc., etc. It feels like I neglected her and her needs. I thought that she was fine with hanging out with her friends while I was busy studying, but in reality she felt isolated. I wish she'd waited till summer so I could have changed more for her. I wish I'd changed sooner. I've read so many similar stories on subreddits with people saying that the OP neglected their girlfriend and took her for granted. Did I do that? Did I massively messed up? I thought I was trying my best, but looking back I feel like I missed so much.